I think we all understand the practical problems of a temporary or short-term extension that allows for the infrastructure improvements to continue to be made and to search for long-term solutions that will be adequately funded so that we can invest in America's future. And I think we've got to be honest about it. We're going to have to take a look at and make some hard decisions. I would hope that it will be a given that we need to advance the infrastructures of America. We know the dire needs that are out there. We understand the economic impact of this. So we need to make sure that we get it done right. Madam Chair, I just really want to underscore what's at stake here by mentioning what happened Monday night in the district in a WMATA train that was heading between Maryland and the district, in which several people lost their lives, the worst tragedy in WMATA's history. Our prayers go out to the families, the victims, those whose lives were forever changed as a result of that tragedy. Now, we don't know what happened, and the National Transportation Safety Board is conducting an investigation, and they'll have our complete support. And it will take at least several months before we have the conclusions from that investigation, and we need to make sure that goes forward. But one thing is clear. The WMATA system is stretched. It is strained. It is old. Last year, I visited the Shady Grove station and took a look at the platforms there. They're literally being held up by wooden planks. They need help. This is an old system. This is America's system. Almost half of the ridership on WMATA are individuals going to and from federal facilities as workers. 10% is in the Capitol complex in the Pentagon alone. So we have a direct responsibility here. And last year, I was proud that we did pass, at long last, a game plan for adequately funding this transit system, the second busiest in America, that doesn't have a dedicated revenue source. And we did pass a framework to get that done, where the district, Maryland, and Virginia have agreed to match federal participation. And the difficulty here, Madam Chair, I just want to point this out, because the Appropriations Committee will be meeting shortly, going over the transportation appropriation for next year, and they're going to have a lot of conflicting needs. I understand that. It's a very tough budget. Last year, we authorized $1.5 billion of federal funds over 10 years for the WMATA system. That passed this Congress by overwhelming support. Now, the first installment's due this year of $150 million. It's not in the President's budget. Now, I understand that the budget was put together in a difficult moment, and I appreciate Secretary LaHood's commitment to work with us to try to find adequate funding for the WMATA system. And we need to do that, working with this committee, working with the Appropriations Committee, because literally the safety of the ridership is at stake here. We know the trains are too old, need to be replaced. And by the way, Congress came up with over $100 million to help replace some of those trains. We need to be more aggressive at it. So, Madam Chair, as we are looking for ways of a short-term extension of our current surface transportation program so that we can make sure that our roads and our bridges and our transit systems around the nation are advanced and are maintained, I just want people to understand how urgent this need is. And look what happened Monday night right in this community, and know that we have to make a stronger commitment towards our nation's infrastructure.